Hey Sagittarius, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, check your other major placements. Also, I will be posting photos of the spread at the end of the video. All right, and we start with our intuitive vibe from the Oracle Mystical Moments. All right. All right, for Sagittarius. Okay. Oh, all right. Holding back. You've got a vision, you're seeing something. So we have the observer. Scorpio just got this actually. Watching something very closely, possibly through social media, but just very focused on something, watching it, maybe watching for an opportunity, watching to understand. A student, you're very committed to this idea. You are very committed to it. You're getting a lot of ideas from watching it. Sometimes you get a little distracted, but overall, you are here to focus on something and you're observing and watching something very closely. I think it's this vision you have. You have, oh, sunny day. You're having a very clear vision of what you want to see in the future. And you might have had some grief process, some difficulties with this in the past, but right now you're sitting in an elevated position, possibly with a really great view of a really great future that you're very excited about and would like to. And right now you're just watching and looking, though. Both of these cards have you seated and watching something. We can't see it. I can't see it, but you know what you're looking at. And there's some excitement about your future about it. Because you might be even very focused on both of these. I see you being very focused on your future and very focused on a bright idea, a vision, an exciting, happy thing. But right now you're sitting back and you're just looking at it. And you might be inspecting this idea, thinking about it. You're just thinking about it and holding back. All of these cards have a looking to the future. They all have you looking at the future, and they all have you not taking any movements, but just thinking about it, just contemplating your future, Sagittarius. So we also have, you are free to go, though. You're free to head towards those. So we have like a bird here. This is, again, looking at something, wanting to communicate, having something you want to say, thinking about the future, wanting to talk about something, but holding back. You're actually holding back. She's got her hand on the bird's throat. So this is talking about speaking about something, talking about something, talking about this vision that you're having, these ideas that you're having, but you're holding back. You're not ready to talk about them. You might be a little bit concerned about how they're going to be received, but you are very determined with this vision and this idea. You just aren't going to communicate about it yet. You're very determined towards it, though, very focused on it. And here we have liberty. You are holding back communication. You're holding back. This is a real private vision and a private dream that you're having. But this is liberty, and this is being free to go. And free to go, liberty. It's a dream that you have, a long-term dream, and you're being sort of, the door is open. The door is open for you to head towards this dream, but you're not quite ready for it. This is sort of like the Shawshank card where where the guy like gets out of prison, but the prison is so internalized in him that he cannot survive outside of that prison. So even though he's free physically, he's not free mentally. So this is the emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds card. Like your mind's got to get free that this is a possibility and that you can actually move forward here. That you're holding yourself back here. From this vision. But the reality is that you can't necessarily see. The reality is that you are free to move forward and you're getting, the cage door is open. You can move forward. But you're needing to be told that you can start moving towards this dream. But you are the only one holding yourself back, and I feel like there's something about communication here that you're also holding back. All right, Sagittarius. This is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Yeah, you've got vision, baby. Okay, so in your recent past, you have this Justice card. This could be dealing with the institution of justice, of course, which oftentimes has very little to do with actual justice, as we see repeatedly. But it's an attempt at justice, right? At least some, I don't know. Anyway, so this could be justice. This could be having had dealt with the justice system, which is better than nothing. It's better than mob rule. That's all we can say about that. People just getting bees in their bonnets and going off after people with pitchforks. So it's better than that. And so that's what our justice system is. It's a step ahead typically from that. But here we have like a fairness, a truth coming in, some sort of balance coming in. So this could just be the concept of justice, which I appreciate so much more and is so much more beautiful than the actual justice system. But this is truth coming in, fairness coming in, and some sort of balancing out. So some justice came in for somebody, something that wasn't for someone was taken away from them, or things were straightened out, and there was a lot of clarity here at some point, and some balance and some fairness, and wisdom came in and did her thing. And so that's in your recent past. In your present situation, we have Queen of Swords. I believe Virgo just got this also. This is being very focused on your truth. Look at these women with their swords. I like it. And this can be women or men, so gender doesn't matter with these. But they both have their swords in their right hand. And she's just very focused on her truth. So this is more of a global truth for everybody, when both parties are trying to tell the truth, we can have the truth right here, and then here's Susie's story, and here's Jack's story, or here's Jack's story, and here's Susie's story, and then sometimes we have like Susie really trying very hard to tell the very truth, and then Jack's like, and the truth doesn't exist here, the truth exists here, and Susie's really trying, but Jack's like, fuck the truth, I just want what I want. So justice is more concerned about the global story and getting that exactly what the truth is. And it's not going to be between, if it's real justice, it's not between the person who's lying and the person who's trying to tell the truth. It's between the truth and the person that's trying to tell the truth. And yeah, you get what I'm saying? It's not just an equal distance between people's stories. That's absurd. That means a lie is equal to the truth, and then the truth lies somewhere between a lie and someone trying to tell the truth. That's bullshit. So this is justice, though. This is actually seeking that actual true truth, no matter how far each story or close each story is from that. This is you focusing. Here you are. You're Susie. I'm going to get a different name next time I come up with imaginary people. So this is Susie. This is in your present situation. Someone's very focused on their truth, what they saw, and trying to be honest about it, and being very clear about what they want, who they are, and what they're here to do, and what their story is. And they're getting very clear on that. And there's a lot of clear communication. So the queens deal more with the individual, and the kings deal more with like the whole society and what's true. The king would be coming, this is almost a king of swords energy of coming in with both sides and understanding the full thing. But this is somebody's having a lot of clarity about who they are, what they want out of the situation. And this is good. This is a very grounded energy. You want to come in with that energy, your vision, who you are, what you bring to the situation. You want to come in with that nice, clear vision for yourself. That helps the whole overall process, so that when we get a judge coming in here, at least you're clear on who you are and what you want out of the situation. So you are seeing something very clearly for yourself. There's a lot of clarity in what you want and in your vision for the future. And then, I get involved in the story and forget that there's other cards other than the one I'm just reading. So we have this one where we're talking about, oh, no, that's not okay, just moving on. We are here in your hopes and fears of the Two of Pentacles. This is talking about juggling things. These aren't things that you can mix. like the Temperance card, where we're mixing and we're getting to a more balanced state or a more mixed state. That's better than these are things that don't mix. And they're a little uncomfortable with the instability, but they have to be juggled, not mixed. You're juggling something. So you might be worried that you can't juggle everything. Maybe if you have this vision and this idea for the future, you might be worried that you're not going to be able to juggle with all the responsibilities you already have. So there's a juggling vibe here, and you're thinking about it. You're concerned about not being able to juggle, not being able to pull this off, not being able to make the juggling look elegant and like a dance. You're worried about dropping balls, dropping things. Oh my gosh, there's too much going on. So that might be on your mind right now as far as like, what happens when we incorporate this new vision into our lives? Can we handle everything that's going to entail and all the things that are going to need to come into balance? I mean, but these are things that aren't going to be balanced, and you know that. They're never going to be balanced. They're like work-life balance. You just alternate your focus, right? With the juggling, you got a ball in the hand and one in the air and then one in the hand. I mean, it's just... You're not putting the balls in a blender like you do with Temperance and blending them together. You're juggling them. And you're worried that you're not going to be able to juggle these balls. Although I did just get a really interesting vision of a bunch of tennis balls in a blender, and that seems fun. But it would break your blender probably. But it does seem slightly interesting for like 5 minutes. And then, oh my goodness, this is really interesting. Scorpio, just got this card as well, in the same position. We have Knight of Swords coming in here. So in the up, we take it in the reversal in this position. So in the upright, we've got this clarity, this clear. So what's the deal? We've got this justice and this Queen of Swords with this clarity, this focus, this truth. And then we've got this Knight of Swords that's not coming in with any clarity, any truth, maybe this is the charging forward motion. That's right. You're not charging forward because you're sitting back with your truth and with your clarity and with your understanding of what you want, but you're not moving forward on it. This energy, and that's actually creating an issue. You have the clarity you need. You see what you want to see. You know what you want to, but you're not moving forward. Oh my gosh, it's this card. You are free, but you're not moving forward. You're not charging forward with this vision. You're not having it guide you forward. You're just kind of holding on to it and thinking about it, maybe overthinking it. This is definitely an overthinking vibe. You might be overthinking this idea you have, this vision you have. You might be overthinking it, and this is creating this like Knight of Swords reversed of not charging forward, not moving forward. This holding back. You're holding back your vision. You're holding back your ideas. You're not communicating them. The sword is communication. So you're not talking about all this that you know and that you've come to understand and see very clearly. You're not talking about it. You're not moving forward with it. You're not bringing it out into the world. You're holding back with it. And that's actually the issue that you're dealing with right now. It could be because you're overthinking it. Because this bird right here, overthinking that threshold. Hella overthinking that threshold. Can't figure out how to get past that threshold. And that's the energy here. And the energy here with this overthinking how you're going to handle everything and this not bringing that clarity and that communication forward. In your environment, it could be because in your environment you have this emperor. You have someone that's used to being in control and actually is in control of a lot of things. So this could be, I see like a relationship where some communication needs to come in, and now that you understand, now that you see what you want, you're kind of overthinking it and having a difficult time bringing it forward and talking about it. I could also see this as a work situation too, where you have an idea, you have, or even an artistic situation where you have a vision, you have an idea, but you're not talking about it, and you're worried about how it's going to go. And in a work situation especially, this is what the emperor talks about. Like who's in control? He's 4 kings at once. He has everything he needs, and including the ball. The ball is in his court. It's in his hands. It's in his hand right here. He has the control. He has the power. So somebody here that's not you has a lot of control and a lot of power over this situation. Even though you're technically free to go, you may not be feeling that way, and you're technically free to talk about whatever you want to talk about. You might not be feeling that way because someone in this environment has has a lot of control over the situation, is very much in charge of the kings, in charge of the queens, in charge of everybody. This emperor has the power and the control here. Where you're going, where you're headed here, the energy you need to come into is yes. This is this visionary seeing and having faith in his vision, in his ideas, so much faith that he runs out half naked onto the precipice to watch that sunrise. That sun is rising, that sun will rise. He knows it. Just as much as he knows that the sun rises, he knows his ships are coming in and his opportunity is coming. And his vision, this thing that he sees, this thing that he wants, he knows that it's coming towards him, and it's coming. And he's out there ready for it. That's how much faith he has. He's able to give thanks for things he cannot see, things that are not in front of him. You know, we often give thanks before we eat, but the food is usually in front of us, you know, before we give thanks for the nutrients and whatever. But this is about giving thanks for the food you don't see, for the food you're going to have tomorrow and the next day and the next day, and having that level of faith, that you can be grateful for the opportunity that's coming. You can be grateful for this beautiful vision that's coming for you. And so this is stepping into faith, stepping into intense, amazing faith of believing in your vision, because you're getting a really clear vision, a really good idea of what you want, a really good dream. You're not moving forward yet, but this is to come into that faith. That this is the right vision for you. This is your dream. This is your vision. And even though you're not coming forward with it yet, it's yours. This is yours. You will be free. You are free. This vision is your vision. And just have faith in yourself, and have faith in what you see coming, and in the dawn that you see. And in the ships that you know are coming in. You can have faith in those. So that's the energy you're being called into. A possible outcome that we're talking about here is, I can see why you're not talking about it, you're not moving forward here. This is between a rock and a hard place. So this is sort of having to deal with a situation in which there's no winners. It is not a win-win situation. Somebody here is going to be a winner and somebody here is going to be a loser. And you're going to have to make a decision on which one you want to be. I'm often okay with being the loser, and then I just pick occasional things where it's like I'm actually not. That's one of the few things where I will be fighting for it. I am willing to steal the swords in order to get that. Because this guy's stolen the swords. So you can be any of these characters, and you almost get to pick. Do you want to be the person whose swords were stolen, whose ideas were stolen? Maybe that's why you're not talking about it, because there's someone here that's gonna take it. And feel more entitled to it. So, you know, are you gonna be like, you know what, go ahead, take the fucking swords, it's fine, I just want to walk away from this? Or are you gonna be the person that steals the swords and just kind of has to live with that decision? So it can be a rock and a hard place energy. You'll be able to get through it, but not without some kind of sacrifice, either of your own integrity or of your own swords and ideas and thoughts and words. So it could be a continuing to not talk about this clear vision that you have, and that maybe going forward with it creates a lose-win situation. Most situations, I feel like we can come to a win-win. We don't have to have a big loser here, but this is one of those situations where you might have to, which I guess I can see why you're not charging forward with this idea, because you might be able to see this, that this is a possible situation that you might end up in, is either you get stolen from, or you steal, or you win, or you completely lose everything. Like this is not a low stakes situation, or I think we can share situation. This is a win-lose situation. So that could be something that you're looking at in the future. So this is like a warning or a heads up. Like, you do have a vision. You have a very strong vision, a very good clarity. You see something very clearly, and you need to continue to have faith, continue to see it, continue to envision it, and then just understand that where you might end up could be, and those situations are unavoidable. We all end up in those situations in life where it's like, okay, it's either you or me. Who am I going to pick? And you got to pick you, right? You have to, because no one else is going to pick you. But most situations aren't like that. It's just these particular situations where you have to understand that you're either winning or you're losing here. So that might be a bit of a difficult decision for you, it's between a rock and a hard place. You're not going to come out unscathed. So, but you're still being called forward to have a lot of faith in your vision and to understand it. I don't know that you're being called forward to make any actions yet on it, but you are being alerted to the fact that you may end up in a tricky situation. But I think you're already aware of that. All right, Sagittarius, thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. I appreciate them so much, and I hope you have a wonderful week.